Alright everybody, welcome back to my channel, 8 Up Bass Fishing. Today, I've got a video a long time in the making. I am breaking down Headwaters Lake. My goal of this video is to show you the safe passages in and out of the lake, getting to the fishing grounds that you want to check out. This is an amazing fishery. If you're watching this video, you've probably already done a lot of research and hopefully you're planning your first trip down here. Hopefully this video will make it a little easier for you to feel comfortable navigating in and out from the boat ramp into the areas that you want to fish. Catching the fish, that's going to be on you, but at least I think following my guidelines that I set up in this video, feel free to pause the video. I try and draw some lines and so forth and point out some stuff on the map so you can check it out. Everything I'm pointing out here are the main navigation routes, other than the islands that will tend to float in and out of some of these routes at times. They should be safe for navigation, no damage to the boat. Anything outside of these main areas can be up to your discretion whether you want to navigate them on plane or not. There's a lot of hidden rocks, sandbars, stumps, everything that can be outside of the general navigational channels. But as you learn the lake more, you will find there are other areas that you can run the boat. Just do so again at your own caution. Be mindful of your surroundings. Don't forget the 25-mile-an-hour speed limit up and down. Get out on this amazing fishery. Go catch you a big old bass. Here we go. Alright, so here we go. Breaking down Headwaters Lake. This first picture that we're seeing right here on my screen, this is from 2004. You can see where my mouse is here. This is the Stick Marsh Farm 13 area, which has been up and running for many years. Fishing always was great in there. You can see the canal system going around everything, which is part of Blue Cypress Lake down here in this corner. This is basically the headwaters of the St. Johns River, made into a canal system. As it keeps flowing north, it starts getting back to its original shape. This area all right in here is what becomes Headwaters. As you can see in this picture from 2004, it is farmland. There's a lot of cross-cut canals which become important later. As you'll see as we start to do this, there's one kind of a farm pond here which becomes a focal point area as far as navigation. But again, focusing on some of these canals cross-cut throughout, little ponds and so forth, become deeper impression. 2010, they've started some of the flooding. They've let the water build up, but not a lot. When you get to 2013, you can see here some, again, critical areas where they started doing work with tractors. Drawing an alligator right here. All these different canal systems, tying everything in, making deeper areas, piling up, making some shallow areas next to deep areas. Still haven't started the main navigation system yet, to which you'll get through with, but a lot of beginnings. Again, this is 2013. By 2016, you can see that we have some more ponds dug. This has had a few more things added to it. You now have the 45 canal, which I'll mention in a few minutes as we get into the navigation. Some canals off of it. Again, some more different zigzag cuts. Some big deep areas that are dug out. Some of these can be 20+ foot deep. An extension of some of the main canals, which will become main navigational routes as we continue forward. By 2018, they've kind of finished everything and are starting to fill to the water levels and decide the maintain what water levels they're going to have. And then they're going to, of course, begin the stocking process all the way up to our modern day, where again you can see from some of the highlights, a lot of the reeds have grown in on some of the high points, making the reed islands, and you have the cuts that you can go back in history and look where the deep cuts are and try and find them later. You can see what becomes of some of the main navigational routes, which is I'm going to break down and cover for you here next. I'm going to do it in 3 sections. I'm going to start with actually getting to the boat ramp itself. I'm going to add the top half of Headwaters and the bottom half as 2 separate areas, kind of zooming in to show you those navigational routes and just give you some general ideas of what you'll find at each spot. So let's continue on. Alright, now we're going to go over the south section This is referred to by many people as Egan Lake. A lot of this down in here was considered Lake Egan because it was donated by the Egan family, who still maintains a lot of the farm area and their fruit packing. Again, anything on this eastern shoreline is all private property, all out in through here. So do not try and bring your boat up in through any of these and access any of this by land. It is all private property, and you can get yourself in a lot of trouble, and no one wants to get in trouble on a day of fishing. So as you can see on Egan, you're accessing it from up here at the top where we kind of started the left off the line. You have a nice clear Northcut Canal. There are some punch through accesses into these areas, as well as out in here that you can get to. Again, this right here, you can see the little road. All this is a dike separating you from this canal running into the Stick Marsh Farm 13 area, so you cannot access it. This canal will actually run all the way down at the bottom of it and into Garcia. So again, there's no way to get from Garcia into Headwaters. There is just the one boat ramp in and out. Accessing the south area, again, these areas up on the sides, there's a few punch throughs going back to the east that you can get into them, up until you get to this next main attraction point, which you saw in some of the earlier videos. They call this Square Pond. So if you ever hear anyone referring to Square Pond, that is Square Pond. Coming to the south directly out of it, again, you can see in the satellite imaging some of the canals that were dug out and cut. They're going to be fairly deep. They're navigable. One thing I will recommend, these are all covered in cattail reeds that are taller than your boat. So coming up on corners, tight corners especially, they're wide enough for two boats to idle by each other, but not really pass each other on plane. Be careful navigating through these tighter areas, just because visibility around the corners is near impossible. A lot of fishing and so forth is done out there. There's this main canal here coming out the southeast corner, and it goes into another deep pit that was dug out. This one has depths over 20+ foot deep in it. Again, more habitat that was created out in here. As you see the different zigzag canals, a lot of cattail reeds. You'll also again find mixes of eelgrass and hydrilla, and again just a lot of mixtures of emergent vegetation. Now coming out of it, again, this is Square Pond. This comes across, again, this is going to average that 5, 6, 7 foot depth range into this large 20+ foot in the center. And then you have another main canal running north and south coming out of it. You have all these cross-cut canals accessing different sections of the lake. Some of them will run into here. This little deep pond has a dike around it. You can't get through unless you come down to this section and then backtrack in. You can get into this. This is pretty hydrilla filled. Again, very deep sections of it going through it. And again, you can see just from the current satellite imaging all the open water canals and so forth accessing the different fishing flats, everything out there. Again, that main canal runs down to here. At this point, you can cross in through here. Most of this is easy enough running. There are some wood and so forth, so be on the lookout. You can also head back to the east, picking up this canal which runs down. Again, this is another main canal. As you can see in this picture, that is normally open water. It's deep underneath it, but again, these are some of those islands that will blow in and out of areas. Blockage right here. You punch out, come around, go this way. You can always find areas out. This is another deep hole back in here with 20+ foot water. And again, all your different features and so forth running out fairly consistent all the way to the bottom of Lake Egan. And again, just miles and miles of fishing, let you kind of cover it all. So real easy from start to finish. Boat ramp, S Canal, 13, 45, again a system of north and south canals connected by some east-west canals, can get you all the way to the bottom of Egan.